complete disheartening disruption in America. I don't even know where to begin with this stuff, but we will cover it this hour. We are here with you live and in person, and we are above ground and happy. We are at the altimeter here on the Great Beast is at 51,000. Now listen, Mike Horn, we're at 51,089. This is the lowest to the surface of the earth we've been in a long, long time.
Why?
And here's the reason for it. Somebody left the window open in the back of the airplane. We can't go up. We can't go past 50,000 feet.
Tomas was hanging out there in the back, hanging his head out there to get some air.
He had those pole dancing girls in there with him. I know from. He's getting ready for the holiday here season, and
he is.
And
the holiday season.
He thinks the airplane will be closed during the holidays.
So it will be closed. Now, you scared me when you mentioned Oklahoma, because I know you have loved ones in Oklahoma, and you're somewhat a little bit familiar with it. That's kind of like the Tornado Alley in there, isn't it, in the Oklahoma area?
The Oklahoma, Texas, Kansas, Arkansas area is jam-packed. Every year there's some sort of activity going on there. You can count on it. And I was talking to a friend of mine back there. He was giving me the lowdown on everything, I was sitting in front of the television and watching as best I could, and then he was there, literally on the ground, not too far away. They live in Edmond. My daughter lives in Edmond, Oklahoma, and she texted me and said, "Dad, there's a report that there's a heavy tornado coming our way, and it's due to hit dead center in Edmond."
Oh my!
And I said, what's the game plan here? You're not going to sit around and wait for it. I said, you got to go downstairs, don't you, into the bunker? She says, we don't have a bunker here. None of these houses here have a bunker.
Oh my!
And she said, the schools don't have bunkers. And I said, well, I would think the schools are closed, aren't they? And she says, well, no. And as she's texting me, she said, here it comes. Here it comes.
And so where was she?
She lives in Edmond, Oklahoma.
She's
right off the freeway where the dividing line was, where the freeway 44 comes out and heads out towards Tulsa, And she says it just missed us. It made a left, and it's going through these other towns, and it turned out to be through Moore, Oklahoma, and it knocked down these two schools, wiped them out, and 2 miles wide, 17 miles long. It was
2 miles wide.
Yeah, and it was on the ground for 40 minutes. They're not even on the ground for 10, 15 minutes at a time. But the history of this area is just rife with these things, and it's a terrible, terrible thing, and it was a tremendous loss of life. The little ones, 9 children, 9 babes were
unbelievable
lost, but there's lots of stuff to talk about. We'll recap a little bit of that for you. I'm sure the mainstream media has filled all you guys in with a lot of the stuff, but we'll recap it, and
we'll tell you the truth.
Yeah, we'll be right back.
We continue. It's the PM Show Weekend Edition with the one and only Fred Dreyer on CRN Digital Talk Radio. Email Fred incoming at crni.net.
Hi, folks. This is Fred Dreyer for Regenix. Like so many people today, I was losing my hair. I was literally watching it fall out, jumping right off the top of my head. So I said, that's it, enough. I called Regenix. I still remember that first day I walked through those doors. It was magical. It changed my life. When they introduced me to their patented hair analysis program, I immediately saw why I was losing my hair. Through their microscopic examination, I saw gray, sickly scalp. I had no circulation. The hair follicles themselves were caked and clogged with a dirty, oily sludge. I was so relieved. Finally, there was hope. So now, after 6 years on the Regenix program, my scalp is pink and clean, and my hair is growing back. It makes so much sense. Don't wait. Call Regenix right now. Pick up the phone and put an end to your worries. Start by calling 1-800-REGENIX. That's 1-800-REGENIX, or go to Regenix.com.
It's the PM Show Weekend Edition on CRN Digital Talk Radio. I'm Michael Horn with the star of our show, Mr. Fred Dreyer.
Thank you so much, Michael. Earth has really come up with some of the most amazing things. Being way up here today at 51,089,
and trying to climb.
and
let me ask
we
you
don't
one
want to go
question.
too. We're not going to go too high. We're going to stay right around there, I think.
Let me ask you one question on this this tornado there, and your daughter and your grandkids and everybody and son-in-law and all that. They don't have a basement, so did they go to like a center bathroom in the bottom of the house there? If it's a 2-story, even if it's a 1-story, to get in the center of the house, is that where they kind of hunkered down a little bit when it hit?
Well, that's a good question, and that's kind of like what I asked.
Yeah.
What
Where do you
What do
go?
you do? I know the house. I've been there, and when I think about it, there's not that many places you can go to. There's not like a rumpus room or a place that's below ground. There's the garage, but what the hell that's going to do? But it's a big brick structured house, and it's new. And so it can withstand, a couple of attacks. But when it gets into the Series 3, E3s, E4s, and 5s,
That's based on wind speed, right?
yeah, when the wind speed gets to be about 200,
Unbelievable.
it just shaves everything off the top of the ground.
Unbelievable.
They said that it was you saw the aerial photographs of the area.
They show you pictures of the buildings before the whole the hometown or the tract homes before, and then they show you afterwards. You just don't recognize it.
Yeah, you don't, and it's just I don't know what look, things happen, and but here's the other side of this, that you have to talk about it, and I text my daughter a little bit about it, and because I was dismayed. This was before and right as it was happening. I asked, I said, why don't you have shelters? And she says, well, hardly anybody does. And
That was like the standard years ago, was to have a shelter.
Yeah, that was in the atomic bomb threat of the 50s.
Yeah.
And post World War II, the great atomic race between Russia and the United States.
Bomb shelters.
Yeah.
The idea of getting underground, but this is very important for tornadoes to get underground, because the tornado is going to touch the surface of the ground, and if you're underneath it, you should be okay.
Well, here it is. I asked him about these 2 schools, and she says, they're on TV now, and parents are now showing up right after this tornado hits to get their kids, and there's no school, and so they're running around trying to find their kids. And she says there's this entire classes missing of these kids, and they had to dig them out, and they found a great portion of them. Okay. For the most part, but there was 9 children, 24 dead, 9 children.
Not for the 9 families that go through that. That's terrible.
7 of those 9 children drowned.
That's what I heard in
the basement.
The basement.
The water.
So there you go.
The
You
water
think you're
main
okay
broke.
In the basement, and the water main broke.
It broke and drowned them. That's the irony of this. And so I'm thinking, I said, how could this be? If you're in the cruise ship business, don't you put life preservers and boats, and don't you have plans for the worst?
The worst case scenario.
Don't you have plans for the worst? Doesn't the city of Oklahoma and Tornado Alley have a plan B where they can go to when things like this happen, and tell people, I get what they said is that the alarm system, the air raid sound, was very helpful for people, but that was 16 minutes from the time it went off and the time the tornado hit.
Yeah.
So now you've got a bunch of kids hugging the walls of the hallway, being in the basement where they wound up drowning because of the flooding of the basement. And how do you live with yourself going forward when you realize that you make these decisions? And apparently they made the decisions. They were asked, why don't you people have shelters in your schools? And he said, it's too expensive.
Too expensive to have shelters in the schools.
Yeah. So how do you prorate nine lives?
Yeah, you don't. You
lives.
You can't prorate 1 life. It's like, now we're saying people need to get to work or something. Let's get workers together to build some shelters. I mean, come on.
Well, look,
they give $10 to the Red Cross or something to put stuff together. Everybody pitch in, even in just those communities. Put in $10, $50, or whatever the thing is built.
I mean, you can't You're going to send your. This is what the funny thing to me was is that in the day, the 2 days before this thing hit, they saw it. The Doppler people put it up on the screen, so everybody in Oklahoma knew it was coming. Why that day? Why would you send your kids out of the house for any reason?
Exactly.
These are 6, 7, 8-year-old kids, and K through third grade, and do they need to go to school? Are they going to miss anything? Are they going to miss anything of our educational system?
If it was my kid, I would have kept my kid home.
You just keep him home and just say, "Oh, I'm going to wait until the sun comes out and there's not a cloud in the sky, and then we can go out." But I'm not sending my kids away.
When you've had weather reports saying
when you know that there's chances of it. So I asked a couple of people, who were from there, and I just said, "What's the thinking?" And they say, "Well, they figured it's people around here figure what's the chance of it hitting them." What's the chance of it?
Well, there's your chance.
Well, there it is. Now what are you going to do? Now let's all run out and put and now pass a national law that everybody has to have a shelter put in. It's too late. You lost these children and these 24 people. Because people decided fiscally at a town hall meeting or something, should we put shelters in the schools this year? Nah, it's too expensive. We could keep that money for the sack race, on Memorial Day or something.
Exactly.
Look, that's what you have. It's tough to live with the loss because it happens. How do you live with the decision that led to the loss?
That's the one.
And that's what they're paying for. And you've got these parents now who have no children.
Here's the thing that really gets me: we can spend all these billions of dollars on Obamacare, and it's always adding more dollars and always making things more expensive. Nobody knows how to go ahead and process Obamacare. Companies are going crazy trying to figure it out. Everybody agrees it's a bad law for the most part, and yet we cheapen. It's like taking a car and cheapening the car and throwing away the safety factors. We're in Hurricane Alley, or rather Tornado Alley, and we're sitting there without people with any shelters. How stupid is that? Back in the day, back in the 50s and 60s, everybody had a basement. You didn't even build and think of building a home in the Midwest without it having a basement. Now, it's cost-cutting measures. Well, take your chances. You get into the bathroom on the inside, and good luck to you. Here's your house.
Well, they sent these kids into the bathroom and make sure you lock the door.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, everybody's gone.
Exactly.
Look, this is one of the saddest things of our time.
People aren't thinking clearly on these kind of
decisions. This is a terrible, terrible, terrible thing to have to live with when it's just a natural disaster. But when it's aided and abetted by that type of stupidity, brother, you got to run for the hills. Okay. More to talk about when we come back.
It's the PM Show Weekend Edition on CRN Digital Talk Radio with the one and only Fred Dreyer. Email Fred incoming at crni.net.
Attention business owners. Did you know that over 50% of people who search for a local business are doing it on their mobile device? If your business doesn't have a website designed for mobile viewing, then you're missing out on a huge amount of new customers. The good news is that ABI Hosting is now giving away a free mobile website with every annual business plan. That's right. Sign up with ABI today, and we'll include a mobile version of your website absolutely for free. This doesn't replace your current website. It's an additional version optimized for mobile viewing that you can also edit and further customize. It's loaded with high-tech features, including click-to-map and the popular click-to-call feature, which makes it even easier for mobile users to find you.
Is this item in stock?
I'd like to make a reservation.
To learn more, call now.
1-800-769-0887. That's 1-800-769-0887. Get your free mobile website now. Again, 1-800-769-0887. That's 1-800-769-0887.
Want a home security system, but you're not sure which monitoring company to choose? Consider this. Unlike cable and other providers who are new to home security, ADT has been helping protect homes for more than 100 years. Plus, ADT has the most monitoring centers of any service provider, so you can be sure your service will never be interrupted. And now you can get an ADT monitored system worth $850 for free. You pay just a $99 installation charge and monthly monitoring for less than $2 a day. Just call Protect Your Home, your authorized ADT dealer today. Call 1-866-669-8954. License number CAAC06320, KY, City of Louisville. 36-month monitoring contract required. General terms and conditions apply. Visit protectyourhome.com/terms. Why choose anyone but the nation's home security leader to help protect your home? Call now 1-866-669-8954. That's 1-866-669-8954.
Hi, folks. Jay Farner here, president of Quicken Loans. We're thrilled to have helped over 125,000 homeowners save money by refinancing with HARP. But there are millions more of you who could be saving big money on your home loans by getting HARPed. With HARP, you may be able to refinance with Quicken Loans even if your home has lost value. For example, if you owe $300,000 on your mortgage, but your home's only worth $150,000, Quicken Loans may still be able to help you get HARPed and start saving. Or if your current mortgage is higher than 3.99%, give us a call today at 800-QUICKEN. And for 3 years in a row now, J.D. Power & Associates has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction for primary mortgage origination. Once again, if your current mortgage is higher than 3.99%, or if you owe more than your home is worth, call Quicken Loans today at 800-QUICKEN or go to QuickenLoans.com.
For J.D. Power & Associates award information, visit jdpower.com. Important terms and conditions apply. Call us for cost information. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
Welcome back to the PM Show Weekend Edition on CRN Digital Talk Radio. I'm Michael Horn, along with the star of our show, the one and only Mr. Fred Dreyer.
Thank you, Michael Horn. Welcome back to the show. And we move away from the disaster in Oklahoma.
Which, by the way, I'm sure President Barack Obama is happy that there is that disaster to try to take some of the heat off his failing his criminal presidency, his lying presidency. The man is a liar straight through. They found out now he's been bugging newsmen's emails and finding out what the sources are saying to people. This guy is the biggest crook that there's ever been in the United States of America and in that president's office, and this guy needs to go.
Well, what I like is he's so great at doing
and he's
exactly
gray. Have you
what.
seen how great he is now? He's overnight. He's just turned white in the head. He's just gone crazy. He's just lost it.
Well, he needs to have his old lady, squirt him with that stuff.
Rogaine? No.
Yeah. What do they call it? It's just for men.
Just for men. He needs to go on.
Just for weasels.
Put that up there.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy's got some problems. He really does. And it always seems like everybody knew about it at his office, but nobody wanted to tell him. Isn't it amazing? The IRS controversy. Yeah. People in his presidency knew about it, but they didn't want to tell him. Well, gee, isn't it great? We
don't want to upset the president, and then when he finds out, he'll say, "Wait a minute, what's been going on? I got to get to the bottom of this.
Got to make sure."
Well, I was telling a friend of mine, over the weekend. I said, look, this is exactly why hasn't anybody brought this up? This is the game plan, the business model he promised us when he said we are moments and days away from fundamentally changing America forever.
Yes,
how do you change it? Exactly what he's been doing.
Lie and cheat and don't
turn
tell
the
people
government, build the government, and then turn it on the people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what he's doing. And the mainstream media, Chris Matthews and all these other reprobates are just getting in line, just can't wait to find a Republican to pin everything on.
Did you see CNN has that Candy Crowley, who's their chief political correspondent. She's arguing with Rand Paul the other night on TV about, well, couldn't this have just been like the IRS doing their job on these groups over there and not really making it a political issue. I mean, Candy Crowley, are you that dumb? Are you that ignoramus of an ignorant idiot?
Well, she's political. They can't think.
She's the one that brought, Mr. Romney. I heard him say it was a terrorist attack. You heard nothing, Candy Crowley. You are she should be in the opinion column of newspapers and she'd do a talk show. She actually should be like us doing a talk show where she can rant and rave and do her stuff, but not as a news person. She is a poor excuse as a reporter and as a professional. She's just the worst.
Well, have you noticed the dearth of leadership from the Republican Party?
Oh, yeah. They're not. And that's the other thing. The newspapers, like the New York Times, instead of saying the IRS is screwing us all over and they're cheating us and we're, the groups are being targeted, they're saying, oh, the Republicans have a point now they can use. Let's see how they use it. That's not the story. It's not the story about whether the Republicans have something. It's the story is that the IRS is targeting individuals that they don't agree with. And boy, that's so far from the American way of life. I don't know what is. And the Republicans are saying nothing about it.
Well, as long as you have Boehner and Priebus is the 1-2 punch.
They used to do the mornings, I think, in Buffalo, New York. Remember the morning team? Boehner and Priebus, remember? 6 to 10 a.m.
Man. These guys are just...
I'm Boehner. I'm Priebus.
Yeah. And
Boehner and Priebus.
When it comes to cowardice, you're looking at two of the biggest.
Sounds like a couple of guys used to play the banjo on the Grand Ole Opry. Boehner and Priebus.
They couldn't make a fist. If you have to stand in line to get a pamphlet to teach them how to make a fist. These people, honestly, this is one of the worst of times. And now we've got Nancy Grace, who continues to milk every single drop of blood that is in the Jodi Arias advertising bonanza. She refuses to let this thing go. She's talking to everybody. What do you think about what they think about what they think? She is systematically going right down the road, and she's now turning this thing into a perversion that you can't believe. In the meantime, you've got people like this abortion doctor, and we went into it last week, who has murdered the devastation, the biggest story I believe in my lifetime, and I believe this. From 73, Roe v. Wade, to this present day, to this broadcast, and everything that's gone inside of it, of what liberal women and the politic of the uterus have done to human beings, is the biggest story of this culture, the biggest one, and it continues to go by the waysides, and you're finished if you don't take a look at it, folks. Okay. Well, when we come back, we're going to talk about a couple of other things. We're halfway through here, but. We'll get with it, folks, and talk about some of the things here that, we have a new mayor.
In Los Angeles, there is a new mayor? Really?
Yeah, I don't know if it means anything.
The V-man has gone via Ragosa?
No, it's a battle of liberalism. Who's more liberal?
Oh, we'll find out about that straight ahead on the PM Show Weekend Edition with the one and only Fred Dreyer on CRN. Email Fred incoming at crni.net.
Come to Angelo's and Vinci's Restaurante in Fullerton, California, celebrating 40 years of food, fun, and festivals. Dine amidst the masters in a festive theatrical Italian town square. Enjoy delicious hand-stuffed pastas, tortellini, fresh-baked breads, sauces of the freshest ingredients made from a private stock of Sicilian family recipes. Enjoy our bar and complete wine list and our 5 wines for $10 special. Sunday brunch, just $13.95. It includes champagne, an omelet bar, a wide range of entrees, and a chocolate fountain for dessert. Also enjoy our express lunch buffet Monday through Friday, just $8.50. Come to Angelo's and Vinci's Restaurante at 550 North Harbor Boulevard in downtown Fullerton, California. Planning a party? Call Angelo's and Vinci's for your wedding reception, rehearsal dinner, bridal shower, or party. Free banquet facilities and a variety of menus and options are available. Call 714-879-4022. Visit us at angeloandvincis.com. Like us on Facebook, and don't forget the monsters in the wine cellar.
CRN Digital Talk is celebrating 30 years on the air, and to commemorate, we're publishing our quarterly online magazine, complete with lifestyle articles, recipes, and travel tips from network hosts like Dr. Parthenia Grant, Carell, and Michael Horn. To find out how to sign up and get your own copy of the magazine, visit our website at crntalk.com or our Facebook page at facebook.com/CRNtalk.
Hi, this is Larry Minetti. I played Rick on Magnum PI. This winter, you've got to escape to Hawaii and stay at the Hilton Hawaiian Village Waikiki Beach Resort. Come lounge by your choice of 5 beautiful sparkling swimming pools. Surf or swim on Waikiki's widest white sandy beach. Enjoy water sports at Duke Kahanamoku Lagoon. Visit the shops. Dine at any one of Hilton Hawaiian Village's favorite restaurants and watch awesome fireworks on Friday nights. Hilton Hawaiian Village is Waikiki's only true destination resort. With more of everything, folks. Book today at HiltonHawaiianVillage.com or see your travel agency. And don't forget to say, Rick sent me.
Hi, I'm Joan London, and if you're worried about your parent or a loved one living alone like I was, and you want reliable senior care information, then call A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service. You'll get free information on assisted living, Alzheimer's care, nursing homes, even important financial information.
They had obviously researched every place, not just given me names.
Really? Yeah.
They found me a place for what she could afford, and it was magnificent.
We're now very confident that she's safe, and they just helped every step of the way, and I can't thank them enough.
So if you're struggling to find reliable senior living information, call A Place for Mom. This is a free service, and you can trust them to help you.
If you're struggling to find reliable senior living information for your mom or dad, then call or go online to get the free help you need during this turbulent time. Call now, 800-704-6182, 800-704-6182.
All right, Flo, so the key to safe pest removal is staying calm.
Okay.
Says here, this lady's got a badger in her attic.
Oh, I love badgers. Oh, sorry. Calm. There he is! Come here, little buddy. I thought he wanted a hug.
Badgers don't really hug.
Not yet. Oh, Badger.
Insuring your business vehicles with Progressive is like having Flo on the road with you. Low down payments, great discounts, and flexible billing options. Now that's Progressive. Visit Progressive.com today. United Financial Casualty Company and Affiliates.
It's the PM Show Weekend Edition on CRN Digital Talk Radio. I'm Michael Horn, the star of our show, the one and only star of television, of movie, and football legend, Mr. Fred Dreyer.
Thank you so much. You know, I had a tough decision here.
What was that?
The other day, I literally got out. I have a silver dollar that I won in Vegas in 1966.
You won it in 1966.
Yeah, that's when they had silver
They were
dollars.
solid silvers then, right? Yeah.
That's so I still have a couple of those, and I flipped it for Eric Garcetti and for Wendy Gruel.
Oh wait, so you took your silver dollar. This is the solid silver dollar. It's got a heads and tails. You won it in Vegas.
That's right.
In Los Angeles, there's this big mayoral election, and because they're idiots, and most most people vote for these things. Like, well, why don't we not have a Republican and Democrat? Let's have the two top vote getters. So in this case, they're both libs and they're both Democrats. So you've had to flip between Garcetti and Wendy, Eric Garcetti or Wendy Gruel.
Literally,
flipped it.
It was literally to decide which is the worst of two evils.
And so what'd you come up with?
Eric Garcetti.
That's what I did. I went back and forth and back and forth. I almost went Wendy Gruel, and then I liked the union she was with. She was with the fire union. She's with the police and fire union, and I liked the Department of Water and Power.
That's a trap, though.
And then Garcetti was with the teachers union, and I don't know, teachers, sometimes they're not there. The teachers are great. The union stinks.
Yeah, I know that. But
then I went with Garcetti.
Remember, like any big metropolis, and LA,
and a big city too.
And LA is certainly that. The number one element in all of national, local politics is public unions. It's one thing.
Is that really true? It is true, isn't it? It is. Unfortunately,
that's the one thing that this jackass Jerry Brown in the mid-'70s.
Got the unions together.
He's the one that created this public union where people who don't work for a specific company like the gas company or
the police or fire,
or the police or fire or a huge corporation like Bill's Sandblasting, where they
have their own workers
their own worker union,
Sandblasters union,
and so the company takes part in it, like Enron,
or Obama's part of the Windbag Union.
Yeah. So anybody can unionize against the state, and they hold the state up. And now, if you're trying to get an operation and you're going in, you're wheeling down the hall trying to get an operation on something, and if they decide to go on strike, the hospital workers now, because they're a public union, decide we're going to shut everything down.
Yeah, forget your operation.
Yeah,
forget that they're sitting on the deathbed.
And they're paying astronomical. Remember, I always want to use the model of what the bailout was about. The bailout was not about, we've got to protect our institutions, they're too big to fail. What they did was they took almost $1 trillion and came in and told America, we've got to save the car business, we've got to save the banks, we've got to save all of this because it's collapsing. What they didn't tell, and nobody asked, and there was never anybody in the mainstream media that explained anything to anybody about where's the money going. Here's where it went. It went to all the unions in the United Auto Workers. It went to General Motors. It went to the workers in order to be current and pay off the debt that was owed people in their retirement packages. And so that's the reason these companies can't make it. They're paying way too much per hour. They're paying everything. They're giving all the benefits, and they're not requiring the individual worker to have a 401k. When I'm as an actor, when I do things, I get money, and it's taken out, and I've got a SAG pension, I've got a DGA pension, I've got a Writers Guild pension, a producer's pension, all those different pensions, but I contribute to it as well.
Yeah, you do contribute. And the thing is that the unions have gotten a little out of control because the people that have retired now are starting to get their benefits, when they get into the retirement age. And it was based on the fact that the current workers are supposed to pay for those people that retire. And there's just not enough workers and not enough money to pay for these benefits, which are, some of these people retire, at the same pay scale or close to that they did when they were working. And it's what's bankrupting the cities.
Well, that's what destroyed the car industry. Do you know how many 70% of General Motors cars are made in China?
Well, Chinese like those Buicks.
Well,
that's what they're driving. The Chinese love Buicks. Chinese and Tomas.
That's the business model. That's the business model. You're going to take everything. We bailed everybody out, and now they're taking all of that, and they're going. They don't want to pay these people anymore. See what happens in a regular company when when you have a sandblasting company and it goes bankrupt.
Yep.
And it's got a lot of workers and it's got a lot of debt. You have to reorganize. So you go bankruptcy. And you reorganize, and there's protection there for you to save the company and save the responsibility of paying people who are drawing a pension and who work for you. So the government comes in and butts into the bankruptcy aspect and says, you don't have to file bankruptcy. Let us come in and pay it out. So they come in and they pay it out, and they say, see, we saved the industry. And what happens is that what should have happened is that the General Motors should have collapsed in bankruptcy, restructured, and then had an individual like you, who with all your money, come in and buy the company and renegotiate your hourly wage and your retirement package and drop it down into reason where the company and the people can
where they can afford to do it. And I would have done that.
And the Democratic Party said, because we get so much money from union dues, we're not going to do that. And this was a union Democratic buy-off by the president, and T-Rex went along with it.
Talking about John McCain.
Remember what John McCain did. We'll recap that a little bit because this is one of my pet peeves about leadership in this country and why we are where we are today and why no one today, right now today, nobody's speaking up about anything. Nobody's speaking up about anything that's going on in the culture that needs to be said. They don't care. They care more about Nancy Graceless and Jodi Arias.
Jodi Arias, they do care about. Yeah.
All right, we'll be back.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. Coming back here on the weekend edition, the PM show weekend edition, the one and only Fred Dreyer. You can email Fred at incoming@crni.net. That's incoming@crni.net. He's also on Facebook, facebook.com/The Real Fred Dreyer.
Geico presents a thank you letter from your motorcycle.
Hi, you dear guy that sits on me. I just wanted to say thanks. Ever since you saved money on your motorcycle insurance with Geico, we've been going out a lot more. The beach, the mountains, that curvy road that leads to the diner with the milkshakes you love. Look, the point is, you and me, we've become biker buds. And I like it. I like it a lot.
Geico could help you save on your motorcycle insurance, and that should make you and your bike very happy.
Hi, folks. This is Fred Dreyer for Regenix. Like so many people today, I was losing my hair. I was literally watching it fall out, jumping right off the top of my head. So I said, that's it, enough. I called Regenix. I still remember that first day I walked through those doors. It was magical. It changed my life. When they introduced me to their patented hair analysis program, I immediately saw why I was losing my hair. Through their microscopic examination, I saw gray, sickly scalp. I had no circulation. The hair follicles themselves were caked and clogged with a dirty, oily sludge. I was so relieved. Finally, there was hope. So now, after 6 years on the Regenix program, my scalp is pink and clean and my hair is growing back. It makes so much sense. Don't wait. Call Regenix right now. Pick up the phone and put an end to your worries. Start by calling 1-800-REGENIX. That's 1-800-REGENIX, or go to Regenix.com.
Life is extraordinary, and since 1935, GNC has offered everything you need to achieve your goals. From our more than 30 customized VitaPack programs to a full array of sports nutrition products. Become a GNC VIP by joining our new Member Price program. Join for free and start saving up to 50% off every item every day. Invest in your health now, and you'll profit for life. Let our experts get you started today. Every day counts. Respect yourself. GNC. Live well.
It's the PM Show Weekend Edition on CRN Digital Talk Radio. I'm Michael Horn, along with the one and only Fred Dreyer.
You've got Clippers, you've got Lakers, you've got Dodgers, you've got Angels, you've got Ducks, you've got Kings. You've got the whole deal here. You know how bad
the Yankees keep winning,
and Yanks keep winning with guys that were on Third Avenue selling watches.
They have that. They know how to do it. They know how to mentally prepare their players and get them set for the game. And the players that they do pay the money for are actually players that give a damn and actually want to play and actually want to win. They're not these guys who just take the money and sit there on the bench and go on the DL list.
I feel really. I'm going to say something. There's many truths, and this is what I love about life. There's many truths, and it's our job, to take a peek at all of that and separate them. I don't think Don Mattingly is
the manager of the Dodgers, right?
I don't think that he's managed. I don't think he has what it takes to be a
now, why do you
Cracker
say that?
Jack manager.
Why do you say that? He's a manager, but a Cracker Jack.
Well, everybody who's ever played the game has some sort. Look, anybody can have a guy down there saying, "Hey, lefty's in the bullpen. He's ready to come in." Anybody can have your coaches, and well, if you think the guy can score from first, then send him in. You don't need a manager to do that. Baseball wisdom is way overrated. It's just way over. If you're paying attention, you got common sense, you can be a manager. Here's the difference. How do you deal with people? How deep is your keel when the waters get high and rough, and you've got everybody on the team that is supposedly throwing a tantrum and can't hit, can't pitch, can't field, has an attitude problem, isn't happy with their contracts, or they're narcissists or they're egomaniacs. How do you deal with this clubhouse? And it's a people person. Tommy Lasorda was absolutely correct about it. You're managing people. Baseball runs itself. But you got to be able to know how to handle people. You got to know who in your quiver is a individual that's a self-starter. You got to know how to motivate people and talk to people. I don't know if Don Mattingly is that. And here's the other thing: in this town, especially in this town, you better have somebody who is glib, who is sharp, who is personable. Don Mattingly is not that. He makes, I believe, he's maddening. He makes terrible mistakes, I think, in how he talks with the press. He has his sunglasses on. He puts his hands and fidgets with his mouth.
He's always grabbing his mouth and his neck. He's always
terribly uncomfortable in front of people, articulating himself, and he doesn't have the seasoning and the wherewithal to be a manager in this town. And will he be? I don't know. I like him. I hope he's fine. Now, here's the other thing. That being true, here's the other truth. He's got a bunch of bums that are going to get him fired.
Really? Why do you say that?
He's got a team worth of bums who showed up. They weren't in shape. They're on the DL. They got pulled groins. They got pulled backs. I know the kid, what's his name? Ramirez broke his thumb and he had it operated on. So as soon as he comes back, what's he do? He goes on the 50-day disabled list. As
soon as he came back and played 2 games or 1 game.
and he tore a hamstring muscle running for the third base. And so all of these guys, all of these players, and believe me, I say this, from my experience, which is, it's a little slice of the pie, but it has value, I think, in how and what it takes to talk to individuals and motivate people and to call them out. You got a lot of people here who have FU money and are playing playing Major League Baseball and are telling the league, the fans, and their teammates, I'm beyond. I've got my money now. They're paying me, and if I don't perform here, so what? I'll go somewhere else. I got a contract. I'm young. I'm 26, 27, and believe me, people will want me. I mean, Artie Moreno invested $250 million for 10 years. On a guy who I believe has got 2 or 3 years left in him, and then he's going to hit the skids, and that's Albert Pujols. And I don't mean that to be mean-spirited. I mean it because it's just business. It's clearly business. You've got people in the Dodgers here who are stinking the place up. You've got pitchers who are clearly have arm problems. That's because they're not in shape. You've got people pulling hamstring muscles because they're not in shape.
Let me ask you a question. You injure your thumb like Hanley Ramirez. Can't you still run to keep your legs in shape so when you come off the DL, you're ready to go? Can't you do that, right?
That's exactly how you do it. And my whole thing is that you have to know that everybody in football, and it's got to be that way in baseball. If you've got a certain window in life, you've got only a certain sweet spot in your career. You ask anybody. I played 13 years. I'll make it about me for a minute, just as an example. 13 years. I had a sweet spot of about 4 years in that 13, and I knew I was in it.
You knew you were in the sweet spot.
I also can tell you, honestly, I knew when I was losing it. And I knew when I was losing it, and it was one of the most disruptive things that can happen to you, because you're still a young man.
But you've lost a little of that edge.
Well, you're being defined by Father Time, and you're doing everything you can. And so to go on the DL list was the furthest thing from my mind.
You wanted to enjoy that sweet spot, play every second.
You're living. This is it. And once it's gone, it's gone. And you can't be that cavalier. And the Dodgers have a guy. I know body language when I see it. I watch these guys and I watch them fail. And this is just a disgrace what's happening, and I feel sorry for Don Mattingly, but that's the way it is. And he's a big boy. He's going to be fired, and he should take about 6 of these guys with him. By the way, how good is Boston now that they dumped that trash can heap on the Dodgers?
Pretty good, huh?
We'll be right back.
It's the PM Show, Weekend Edition with the one and only Fred Dreyer. Email Fred incoming at crni.net.
It's a fact. You can make thousands of dollars flipping houses. Discover the secret house flipping formula from Dave and Pete, the stars of A&E's #1 hit show Flipping Boston, for free.
Hi, it's Pete and Dave. We're giving you our flipping formula for free. It's what we use to find the right house, flip it fast, and get paid.
It's time to stop just talking about flipping houses and start doing it. Now is one of the best times in history. USA Today reported that you can make thousands of dollars in profit flipping houses.
In New York City, the average profit was over 118 grand. Omaha, it's over 71,000 bucks. Lake Havasu, Arizona, the profit per flip was $87,000.
And we're going to show you how we do it for free. Stop dreaming. The houses are there. The opportunity will never be better. And for a limited time, the flipping formula is free.
Call now, 800-326-1740 for your free Flipping Formula Strategy Guide DVDs. Just pay processing. That's 800-326-1740. 800-326-1740.
Americans, we love our salt. Salt on popcorn, fries, burgers, eggs, you name it. We love our salt, but the doctors say enough already. Thanks to low salt, you can have the taste you love with 66% less sodium than regular or sea salt. Low salt, all natural, gluten-free, kosher, and halal certified. Low salt, great for all ages. Try low salt, LOSALT. Available everywhere, including Safeway, Vons, Whole Foods, HEB, ShopRite, and in the natural foods aisles of Kroger and Ralph stores. Find out more at lowsalt.com.
Attention business owners, if your company is having trouble paying its bills, there are many ways your creditors can hurt you. They start by calling you at work, then at home. Then they call other family members that guaranteed payment. They can sue you, take your assets, freeze your bank accounts, and threaten your very way of life. If you don't handle these matters properly, you could lose everything. The good news is that you don't have to live like this anymore. Corporate Turnaround has helped thousands of small business owners reduce their debts and buy them the time they needed to pay their creditors. Rated A+ by the Better Business Bureau, Corporate Turnaround will immediately go to work handling your most difficult debts and keep your creditors from putting you out of business. The call is free and so is our consultation. That's right, we'll provide you with expert advice right now absolutely for free as part of this special radio promotion. Visit us now at profitfromdebt.com or call 1-800-505-3894. 1-800-505-3894. 1-800-505-3894.
You wanted it, you got it. Big Easy Click deals are back at Lumber Liquidators Easy Click Flooring Sale. Save up to 48% versus comparable floors at big box stores. Get big coupon savings and save up to 33% off our best laminates. Up to 22% off Easy Click hardwood. Up to 26% off Easy Click vinyl wood plank. Plus special financing. Easy to install, easy to finance, easy to save. It just clicks. Easy Click Flooring Sale is going on now, so get to lumberliquidators.com or your local store today.
Welcome back here to the PM Show Weekend Edition. A lot of people say, hey, we want to hear CRN, specifically the Fred Dreyer Show in our car. Download our app, CRN Digital Talk. You can Bluetooth it right to your car and listen on your car radio as you're driving around. CRN Digital Talk. We're on TuneIn Radio. We're on Stitcher. We're on iTunes. Coming soon to iHeart, AHA Radio. So check it all out. Here's the star of our show, Fred Dreyer.
You know something? I have been a Dodger fan all my life since 1958 when I was 12 years of age.
Pitiful now, isn't it?
And I got to tell you something. I'm heartbroken. And I've told this to Tommy Lasorda, too, when I first met Tommy in the very early 70s when I got traded from the Giants out here to the Rams, and Tommy showed up here in I think it was 76.
Yeah, I think yeah.
76 when what's his name, Walter Alston retired, and Tommy came up, and you know, the Dodgers started winning when the Rams were winning, and it was kind of like a goodwill, you know, in the city. And I remember talking to Tommy about a lot of this, about character and about really what the sport was really all about. And we exchanged some pleasantries and insights and little cakes of wisdom, you know, about the respective sports of football and baseball and how they collide. And you know, it's really. I honestly do. I didn't think I'd ever say this, you know, but I do believe the big money has ruined the sport itself.
I agree with you.
I do not regret people or you know, object to people making money. It's not money whatsoever. You know, everybody has their time, and God bless them. But there's also a truth in here The truth is that it puts people to sleep. And what it does, it's such a strong aphrodisiac, it affects your character. And it's subconscious, it's conscience over matter. And you've got to be, it's very tough to be a young kid in your mid-20s and making all that money and handling the weight of the responsibility, because that's automatic leadership. And some players are best coming from the pile. Some people, some great players that get paid a lot of money are best when they come from the pile, that they're not out in front. And I had a conversation. Merlin Olsen was my roommate, with the Rams there for about 4 years. And we used to talk a lot about leadership and how it worked out. And he brought that up. He said, some people are best coming from the pile. Some are best out in front. Some egos are demanded to be out in front. Others kind of like lay in the weeds. And you have to understand the difference. And there is a difference. And what money does, it forces you out of the pile. Money, when you dump that dough on these people, it forces you out of the pile, and you're pushed to the front. And people don't understand. Suddenly, they realize something's changed. And what's changed is the spotlight. You're in the spotlight, and you didn't want to be in the spotlight.
Now you are.
Now you are. That's the way it goes. That's the responsibility of life, and you got to be able to understand that. And if you play professionally long enough, you'll get that. But maybe sometimes you don't.
By the way, tune in this week, speaking of the spotlight, to the new episode of Hogan's Heroes, because President Barack Obama and Eric Holder are going to be on there because they know nothing. I know nothing. Remember the old?
Oh yeah, I love that show.
Colonel Klink in the group there,
they'd
and
be
Sergeant
great.
Schultz.
Joe Biden. We should.
They know nothing.
We should do a segment next week on Joe Biden and his preposterous statements. This guy really is really hilarious, but that'll be for another time, folks. It's great to be with you. It was a fast hour. I apologize. We had a lot of stuff to get to. We only have a certain amount of time, but we are very picky here. We'll see you next time.
Email Fred at incoming@crni.net. We're here every Wednesday, live and direct, starting at 4 Pacific, 7 Eastern. It plays throughout the weekend. So send a note to Fred. His email address, incoming@crni.net. You can check him out on Facebook, facebook.com/The Real Fred Dreyer.